I'm Dave Jungblut, and I'm a science teacher. As you know, I'm very much working on different aspects of Hurricane Katrina to earthquakes to our recent storms, and today we have a nor'easter going on. This segment is called Reflections, and I'm asking faculty members and students to talk about their experience with the weather or with earthquakes or any part of that, their family, what they're going through. Today, we're going to start off in the guidance department.
Speak about my reflection on the past storms that we've had. And it's funny with all these storms that you always remember where you were when it hit. So even with our last hurricane, I remember being home, we had more destruction, but my family really felt it more. They have a house on Long Beach Island.
I was fortunate enough to not be too affected by the storm that just passed. My house was fine. We did lose power for a few hours, but that was just a minor inconvenience compared to the thousands of people who lost their homes and unfortunately even family members and friends and their all of their possessions as well. So my heart really goes out to them. This Saturday I will be helping in Brigantine, New Jersey, which is down at the shore, to do some cleanup and some beach restoration projects that are going on. So I'll be going there to help out my community members. So if you have anything that you find that you can do for your community members, I think that that's a great idea, and hopefully everyone can contribute something. Stay safe in this nor'easter too.
And we're lucky that we have everybody alive, we have our health, and that's what I'm most thankful for. But I've noticed through all these storms, I've always remember where everybody was at when it hit, and that's always something I'll remember. And just restoring the shore, restoring New Jersey is what I really believe in, only because of all the connections I have here.
I personally was fortunate not to have any damage to my home or within our neighborhood. However, a lot of the parents in the township where I live are working together for different hurricane relief programs to afford other families new clothing, food, and just helping in cleaning up area communities.
Hurricane Sandy was a life-changing event for me. My family and I made a decision to stay there through the storm on the Barrier Islands, even though government officials asked us to leave. I had been through some major storms before and thought I was prepared for the damage and the chaos that would go, but after seeing the aftermath of the storm, I've really come to realize that my family and myself are very lucky. For us, my own personal family, our damage was minimal. We did lose a few things. We did have some damage to the house. But as I went out and I looked around my community, I started to realize that people lost everything. So many of my friends are homeless. So many of my friends have lost a lifetime of things. One of the big things that we try to do as my family and I start to put our lives back together, start to reach out to our community, start to reach out to our friends, people we know, people around us, to see what we can do to help. I've started a fundraising campaign through some of the organizations that I'm a part of to try to raise money to help people, who have lost their other families, but their possessions and their homes and everything. People who are out of work right now. We're putting that together. Another thing too, I'm looking to volunteer my time, talk to a number of my friends who have had almost total losses on their homes. Coming up on this weekend here during Teachers Convention. Since the convention's not going on, one of the things we were asked by NJEA is to go out into our communities and volunteer. Volunteering in my community, helping to either clean up with the storm damage. One of my friends who has almost a total loss of his home, I told him that I would personally come over and help him rebuild his home. So whatever we can do as a community to come together is what needs to be done here, and that's kind of my goal through this storm.
This is a continuation of our video about the storms and earthquakes that we've experienced. Today I'm with a faculty member, Ms. Bryce, who her family has a business in Ocean City, New Jersey, and we're going to be talking about what had happened during the recent Hurricane Sandy. Ms. Bryce?
How you doing?
Good.
So, just what had happened during the storm was we had, in the business, we had 2.5 feet of flooding, along with sewer backup. So it contaminated everything within the store office, and we had to basically get rid of everything inside.
So you had 2.5 of seawater coming into the business.
Yes.
And then above that, you had the sewer backup because the water level rose and the sewer system can't handle it. A lot of times they close off the valve and it backs up into the main. What would you like to say about those people who stayed in Ocean City and basically had to flush the toilets when they were there?
That's, I don't know. It's not something you should do. You should never stay when they tell you to leave. And then you don't think about where things are going when they turn off the systems.
Yeah. In fact, if you look at the history of civilization, one of the main things is controlling diseases and how we can live so many people together is because we do understand that our waste, yields diseases. And when there is a flood, one of the main concern is diseases. So
The pump stations weren't able to work. They had shut everything down, or power had shut everything down, so they couldn't pump it.
So you would recommend that everybody leave the island
If
during
they
a storm?
recommend you to leave, you should leave.
Absolutely. Did you hear about, people needing to be rescued in Ocean City?
Yeah, there were a few structure fires during the storm, and as well as many people, I heard about 50 that were rescued during the actual storm.
50 people.
50 people within just Ocean City.
Just in Ocean City, New Jersey. So, would you like to say any closing remarks? All right, once again, evacuation is very important, all right, for a number of reasons. For your safety, for the safety of others, for the control of diseases, and also putting in first response, they're going to try to help people, and they're putting themselves into difficult situations. So we have to think about this when we decide to stay. We don't need to do that. For Oakcrest, Falcon TV, it's Dave Jungblut. Thank you.